Hey, how you doing? My name is Ryan, and today I'm ranking all of the LEGO Marvel sets coming out in January of 2025. As of now, there are 10 sets confirmed to be releasing on New Year's Day, totaling $450. But which ones are actually worth your money? To find out, I'm going to be grading each set on its concept, its build, its figures, and its price. So going from smallest to largest, our first set is the Spider-Man mech vs. Venom. The concept: it's another mech suit. And worse, it's another Spider-Man mech suit. As a concept, it's one we've seen plenty of times. It's a giant body with a tiny minifigure head. But how about the build? Well, it is an improvement on the mech suit concept. This one feels a little bit less bony and looks a lot less skeletal than previous mech suits. The joints aren't as exposed as before, and the shaping on the fingers and limbs are nice. The shoulders are still a touch tiny compared to the chest and arms though. So while yes, this is another Spider-Man mech suit, it's a well-built one. What about the figures, as even the best mech suit is truly only as good as the figures included. Now, the Spider-Man looks identical to the ones that came out in the 2023 Venomized wave, so the only new figure here is Venom. The torso design is well rendered, with the muscle lines still being legible despite the inverted color scheme. The face is intriguing, and it feels like an organic design matching the original character. And while I don't think anyone was expecting elaborate arm printing or leg printing on a mech suit figure, some black lines on the arms would have made Venom look a bit more complete. How about the price though? $15. Average for these two-figure mech builds. Although I do miss the days when these tiny sets were priced closer to $10. I'll put the Spider-Man mech vs. Venom in the C tier though. Next up is the Iron Man mech vs. Ultron. Concept: another Iron Man mech suit. And look, if this is your first Iron Man mech suit, that's great and I hope you enjoy it. But if you've been with LEGO Marvel for a while, you're probably as tired as I am of these Hulkbuster builds almost every year. Maybe if LEGO tried different shaped housing vehicles like animal mechs, or if each limb could house a character like Voltron. But for now, it's just another Hulkbuster. But how well built is it? This mech has an entirely different build compared to Spider-Man, which is good. The look is more mechanical compared to Spider-Man, which is also good. But this build is a touch worse than Spider-Man 2. The use of larger armor pieces reduces the complexity of the suit build, and the large square feet look both bulky, but also rather flimsy. I'm never expecting a mech suit to have the most intricate and complex build, but that being said, this one is still kind of a letdown. If you're gonna make another Iron Man mech suit, make it different. But what about the figures? So the Iron Man suit looks identical to the one found in the 4+ bike set from August of 2024, but the helmet faceprint looks unique. If true, that would make this a new Iron Man figure. And the faceprint on the mask looks clean and well rendered. But new or not, he's just another Iron Man. The real draw of the set is the return of Ultron. Looking closer to his comic appearances, Ultron has a crisp robotic torso and leg print, although I wish the red accents carried over onto the legs. The face though is pretty perfect. The shaping is identical to the comic villain, and the multi-tone eye print is so good looking. The Ultron neck bracket from 2015 makes a return, and while it is blank, there's enough coverage on the rest of the figure to balance it out. As for the price, it's $15, same as Spidey's mech, but with a much better new figure in Ultron, and a pretty good Iron Man figure instead of your standard Spidey. So I'm putting the Iron Man mech vs. Ultron into the B tier. Next up is the Spin and Electro Dinosaur Vehicle Chase. So full disclosure, I don't watch Spidey and His Amazing Friends, and neither does my kid. We did see Spider-Man at Disney Junior Live, but that was more classic Spider-Man vs. Goblin and not, well, dinosaur based. Maybe this is the showrunners trying to adapt the Savage Land, but for kids. However, it can also be as simple as kids like Spider-Man, kids like dinosaurs. Why not do both? I like these giant bikes, and it almost feels like a better version of the Mighty Micro sets. Given this is a 4+ set, those details might be printed pieces and not stickers. But how about the build? I like the overall look of this set. I like the two different dinosaur style bikes, I like the fact that you could probably lasso Electro's tail with Miles' web, and I like the little tree with the safe built into it. It's a cute set that I'm not the target audience for, and neither is my child, but I can still appreciate it for what it is. As for the minifigures, the Electro figure appears to be the same one from 2024, but Miles sports a bright green logo to make him a different figure. This is a quirk that every wave of this 4+ line does, and it's a little bit annoying for completionists because they all look so similar just with a different color logo outline. The price of $20 does seem oddly fair, almost a better deal than the mech suits. I'm still not going to buy this set, but I won't judge anybody who does. I'm putting this set into the B tier. Next up is Team Spidey Dino Crawler Rescue. As for the concept, Spider-Man always gets the weirdest vehicles. This set gives us a dinosaur-inspired Spider-Man branded monster truck. I mean, points for creativity for sure. The small setting looks like it would go well with the other set, so points for compatibility too. As for the build, the rock face is a touch bland and thin, even compared to the tree from the previous 4+ set. I'm sure every build is only around 10 pieces because that's what 4+ sets do, and kids will go crazy to have a dinosaur-themed Spider-Man branded monster truck, so they know where their target audience is. Looking at the minifigures, Miles is the same as the other set. Spidey is a newer green logoed variant, but do I count Dinosaur Spidey-Gwen as a minifigure? I guess. Do I know why Spidey-Gwen is a dinosaur? No idea. Will it be really weird and funny to have dinosaurs alongside minifigures in my Marvel display case? Absolutely. And for a price of $30 for 2 figures and 2 dinosaurs, again, feels like a good deal. On a price per part metric, not so much, but that's not why these sets are made. They're made to give you a dinosaur-inspired, Spider-Man branded monster truck and a dinosaur Spidey-Gwen. So I'm gonna put this set into the B tier. Next up is the Spider-Man vs. Venom muscle car. For the concept, I have questions. This is one of those sets where you could argue it was originally intended to be a city set that they quickly rebranded as Spider-Man last minute. Then again, that car is really similar to the Venom Transformer crossover car from like 2007, I think. If that's true, major props for such a strange deep cut for a LEGO set. Having the car break open the vault and or tow it behind the car is very fast and furious and could lead to some fun play opportunities or stop motion work. As for the build, it looks like the car is 8 studs wide, which is a great scale for these smaller vehicles, but the translucent red windshield is only 4 studs wide, which does lessen the compatibility with other LEGO Modular City vehicles. Now that probably all won't mean much to most people, including me, but for some, it makes a world of difference. The overall look of the muscle car is quite nice, and I do like the 2 large stud shooters on the top. The green safe is pretty minimal, which is to be expected with a vehicle set like this. LEGO will often allocate most of the pieces to the main build, leaving you only with scraps for the secondary build. Looking over the figures, Spider-Man is identical to the mech suit version, Venom is the same print version we've seen for the past few years, but nitpickers will note the revised tendrils for Venom, which technically makes this a new Venom minifigure. But let's be honest, the only reason people are buying this set, outside of Transformers fans from years ago, is for a new figure of Julia Carpenter's Spider-Woman. The face print looks like it has the proper contrast despite printing on black, but this is also the official render. Compare the promotional photos of Jean Grey to the actual figure, and you'll see sometimes the marketing is edited to look better than it really is. The torso is a female, simplified version of Venom's torso, and the dual molded legs are just that. It's nice to have them, but it won't make or break the figure. I think the idea of having Julia Carpenter as a minifigure is better than the actual figure itself. And a price of $30 is honestly fair for a set with a vehicle and 3 figures, but really only 1 figure is brand new. Again, Venom is technically new, but no one's gonna call him a new figure except for nitpickers and weird completionist YouTubers like me. I think this set has a limited audience. People that want the Spider-Woman figure but don't use Bricklink, and people who recognize a really deep cut from almost 2 decades ago. I'm putting this set into the C tier. Next up is the Iron Man car and Black Panther vs. Red Hulk. While an Iron Man car makes more sense than a Venom car, do we really need 2 cars in this wave? We get 2 mechs, we get 2 cars, but it's not like these sets have any crossover with each other. They don't really interact. I have no idea why Red Hulk is a minifigure because it makes the proposed verses really unbalanced. an arc reactor sports car with blasters and a small agile Wakandan ship with blasters, all of that against a tiny Red Hulk minifigure holding a jewel. At least with a big fig, it'd be more of a fair fight. How about the build though? It's shocking we've gone this long without getting a comic book style red and gold Iron Man themed hero car. It's a slick looking vehicle with some great coloring and accents. The same can't be said though for the Black Panther ship, which is just kind of a dinky and tiny little build. LEGO could have easily saved those pieces, added a posing stand to the car to allow Black Panther to ride the Iron Man vehicle on top, kinda like the movie, and use the extra budget to make Red Hulk a big fig. But how about the figures themselves? Iron Man is the same as the mech suit. Black Panther looks pretty solid, albeit without leg printing, but I'll have more to say about him later on in the video. As for Red Hulk, he's interesting. We get two looks for the character, a traditional angry face and a glasses-wearing mustachioed cool Red Hulk. I kind of love this secondary face. The revised tone and theme gives this Red Hulk minifigure a reason to exist, but if I'm being honest, the newer Red Hulk Big Fig kind of overshadows this minifigure on the whole. The price of this set is $35, and honestly, I see the value, but also I don't see a reason to splurge on this set. Looks like I'm just buying the Red Hulk minifigure and Black Panther for completionist's sake, so I'll put this set into the C tier. Next set to rank is Miles Morales versus The Spot. Getting sets based on the Sony Spiderverse films is an incredible idea. Not only is the style of the film visually intriguing to convert to LEGO, but the characters have become fan favorites that people have wanted to be minifigures for a while. All that being said, the actual set chosen to fulfill this dream is a little bit bland. It's just a police car and a sliver of a deli shop, but the colors are vibrant and the open interior sets can be visually interesting like New Asgard. As for the build, the PDNY car is well built with the blue light stripes being built into the sides instead of stickers. The 6-stud width is fine as I'm not much of a stickler for compatibility, but I know that some people are. The deli bodega has some nice mixture of textures from the red brick to the two-tone awning, to the large outdoor freezer. That being said, I think this set will have quite a few stickers to accomplish this level of detail. The main showcase of the Spot's powers are two posing stands at each end of the portal, which is fine. I'm not really sure how else you would display teleportation with such a small set. I think the Sanctum modular pulled this off by allocating part of the building's real estate to a different location, giving the illusion of a portal to somewhere else. But with the deli shop being this small with so few pieces, you really can't pull off that illusion here. Now there are also two Technic holes at the bottom of the black support beam, so maybe LEGO plans to expand this set and the Spider-Verse line in the future. But how about the minifigures? Well, the selection here is a treat. An official film-accurate Miles Morales with a head and mask to choose from. The dark blue accents on the torso are a lovely touch. Movie Gwen Stacy is pretty close to the other Spider-Gwen figures, but the addition of the face and hair might be enough for some to push this figure over the edge. Officer Jefferson was a character I didn't think we'd get in minifigure form, and he looks rather great. Although I do wonder if his head is the same one as Ray from Jurassic Park. If it is, that's a great reuse of a lesser-known head, and if not, they look pretty similar. The Spot is about as good as you can get from the minimalist design of the character. There are versions from third-party sites like minifigs.me and Firestar Toys that look really good too, but now having an official LEGO version to compare those with, they're all about the same if you ask me. The biggest downside for this set, I think, is the price. $50 feels a bit high, even if we get 4 exclusive figures in this set. I'm sure about 5 years ago this set would have cost like $30, but that's kind of the world we live in. Maybe wait for a sale if you really want that lower price. Either way, I think this set is really worth it and a great sign for things to come if they want to make more Spider-Verse sets. I'm putting this one into the A tier. Next up, what about Spidey and Gobby's Raptor battle at the treehouse headquarters? Okay, serious question. As a LEGO Marvel fan who's almost 30 years old, is it bad that I really like this set? The treehouse headquarters is very Peter Pan Lost Boys, but with Spidey tech and a sprinkle of Jurassic Park with the eggs. The staging of the battle with the disc launcher providing assistance, and the Trapster glider trying to steal the eggs. This set feels like an entire episode climax in one package. As for the build, this set has the most out of the 4+ line, and it's honestly really nice looking. I like the pod-like platforms on each side of the main tree. the hidden egg compartment, there's plenty of play opportunities even though there aren't many destructive play features. Again, I'm fully aware most of these builds will be only about 10 pieces each, but each piece is used really well to convey a lot of information. How about the figures though? Well, on the human side, we get Spider-Gwen with her green logo emblem, and if I had to guess, I think that green outline is what gives these characters the power to transform into dinosaurs. But maybe I'm overthinking it. We also get a bright purple clad villain called the Trapster. A quick Google search shows it's a character back from 1963 that's going through a kid-friendly rebrand for this set. He sports a large T on his shirt for that extra recognition. But the real stars of this set are the Stegosaurus Miles Morales, the Raptor Green Goblin with his elf-like hat molded into the head, and I can't believe I'm saying this for a LEGO set, the Spider-Man dinosaur figure. In all seriousness, there is some fantastic printing and design work on these dinosaurs, and the extra molding and printing to signify each character with their respective color schemes and costumes really take these figures and characters from a 4+ set to the next level. But how much does this set cost? Well, it's $55, the same price as 2024's Spidey HQ set with the Armin Zola minifigure. I do think spending that much for a set with so few pieces is kind of pushing it, but I have to imagine a lot of the budget was allocated towards those really complex dinosaur characters with new molded pieces and unique print variants. If this set is too silly or stupid for your liking, I totally understand. But this is the kind of weird kid-like creativity I can really sink my teeth into. Can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm putting this set into the A tier. And if you thought that was controversial, get ready for our next set, the Marvel logo. So this might be the strangest and dumbest idea I've seen for a LEGO set in a long time. It feels like LEGO is running out of set ideas while they wait for Marvel to make their next movie. It's as if some intern at LEGO said, well, what if we made the logo into a set? And their boss said, what a great idea! And if you wonder why these two characters have the same voices, it's because of the same person. And yet, I really want this set, but it's not for the reason you might think. More on that in a bit. But first, let's look at the build. The white lettering is well designed and the shaping is genuinely perfect. The mix of smooth and studded surfaces might annoy some people, although I imagine that's more of a structural decision than an aesthetic one. Now, the build is thankfully more than just a red plate with the word Marvel spelled out on it. There are small flip-out platforms for all of your favorite heroes. Well, except for Hawkeye. It's a fine gimmick, and I feel like you also can store your figures inside the logo if that's what you want to do with them. And speaking of figures, this set feels like an excuse for new versions of all the main 6. Again, except for Hawkeye. Captain America donning his first Avenger suit is a fantastic look, even without leg printing, or dual molded legs. The Iron Man Mark 6 undamaged suit is a nice addition, and Thor is fine with some electricity on the torso. But if I'm being honest, I'm quickly growing tired of that Thor face. Maybe it's time for a new one. The minifigure of Hulk looks okay. I prefer the smile to the growl, but the line marks on the torso are a bit too bold and the hair a bit too overwhelming. Black Widow is just the Avengers Tower figure, but without arm printing and a longer hairpiece. So she's kind of a downgrade, and why go through the effort of making a new Black Widow figure when you can just reuse the Avengers Tower or the Quinjet one and give us Hawkeye? And the price of $100 for 5 exclusive figures is okay. I mean, we've certainly seen worse, like the Hoopty, which was $80 and only had 3 new figures. And if I'm being honest, I don't think there would have been a world where this set would have cost under $80. Inflation and brand costs, no way. So if the concept is questionable at best, the build is good but kind of odd, the figures are fine, and the price is the price, why do I want this set so much? Well, I have the perfect place for it. I want this logo to be the display plate in the dead center of my Marvel minifigure display cases. It would look so good here, and if the rumors of a LEGO Star Wars logo are to be true, labeling my display cases with LEGO renditions of the logos would be a really cool gimmick. Call me crazy, but this is an A tier set for me. Now, realistically, this is probably a B tier, if not C tier set for everybody else, but hey, it's my list. And with that, we have one set left to rank. It's the Civil War Airport Battle. For the concept, I used to like these battle dioramas. I thought the No Way Home Liberty battle looked great, the Age of Ultron display was nice, But the Civil War Airport as a location is nowhere near as interesting as the Statue of Liberty or a Hydra Fortress. Take away the figures and Giant Man, and you're left with a sterile, boring, flat landscape. This set is just a gray base plate for you to pose figures on. And as for the build, it's flat, colorless, and flimsy with only one real play feature. As someone who, for the most part, does not display his figures with their respective set, the airport battle is kind of useless for me. I don't need another Tiny Quinjet or another Giant Man build. The larger-than-life Scott Lang from Quantumania looks eerily similar to this one, which makes me wonder why LEGO wasted their one set based on Quantumania on a build they were going to remake so soon. But okay, this set exists as a showcase for some new Civil War figure variants. How do they look? Well, Falcon looks the same as the Avengers Tower iteration, Wanda is the same as well minus the skirt, so technically she's new. Captain America looks the same as the Age of Ultron remake figure from 2021, and that's a bit of a letdown considering he has a different suit in Civil War than Age of Ultron. Black Widow is the same as the Marvel logo set, which is fine, but also a bit of a letdown. Black Panther is identical to the Iron Man car set, which, why is the comic version the same as the movie version? I get you want to have Black Panther in 2 sets in the wave, but if that's the case, why not give him leg printing? Maybe if the comic version had a cloth collar like the video game wave, that would be something. We do get some new figures like the Iron Man Mark 46, which is well designed. The Stark Spider-Man suit is fine and dandy, even though the Sanctum Sanctorum figure had leg printing as well as dual molding, so you could argue this new Spider-Man figure is a downgrade. Bucky is another letdown, as not only is this the first Winter Soldier figure to not have arm printing for his metal arm, the face doesn't really look like Sebastian Stan all that much. Kudos for the new face print, but maybe LEGO should have reused the CMF version instead. Also, Falcon, Black Widow, and Bucky all have the same leg print. Just thought I'd point that out. Also, where's Hawkeye? Or Vision, or War Machine? If you're going to expand upon the set into a secondary subset, why not split the figures more equally to allow each one to have a new, revised, or at least improved version? As for the price, $100 is becoming the standard for these diorama sets, but unfortunately the Civil War Airport battle is not an interesting build, nor does it have standout figures to justify the price tag. Again, maybe they'll make an expansion pack to this set, kinda like the Liberty No Way Home battle, but for this standalone airport battle, $100 is not really justified. I'm putting this last set into the C tier. So that's my ranking for all of the LEGO Marvel sets coming out in January of 2025. I'd be very curious your thoughts in the comment section down below. Which set are you looking forward to the most out of this wave? And as always, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.